This is week 4. We're going to start with day 1. We're going to take a look at, make sure you take it to your attendance here. But today's goal is students will solve one-step inequalities. This video will be placed here. Make sure that you log in through Clever. Once you're logged in, you can click here and it'll take you straight to your assignment. For the most part, one-step inequalities are solved the exact same way a equation is. There's only one small difference, but it doesn't happen on today's assignment. So this says j plus 4 is greater than or equal to 6. Just like an equation, you're going to start by getting rid of that 4. You want the ultimate goal is to get j by itself. We do it to both sides. J comes down, the 4's cancel, the sign stays the same. 6 minus 4 is 2. And so then when you go type in your answer, it's j. Make sure you collect the right sign. So the sign says greater than or equal to. So greater than or equal to. And then the answer was 2. And then we can go ahead and click our screen. Now, same thing here. You're going to have g plus 2 is less than 7. You're going to start by subtracting 2 on both sides of the less than sign. So the g drops down, the 2's cancel, 7 minus 2 is 5. The sign stays the same. And so when we type it in, we get g is less than 5. Now we've got a multiplication problem here. We got 2 times b is greater than or equal to 6. Just like an equation, you're going to start by dividing. You do the opposite of what's asking. So the 2's cancel, b drops down, the sign drops down. 6 divided by 2 is 3. And so then when you type it in, make sure that you hit the same sign. So you've got b is greater than or equal to 3. And you just keep doing that over and over again. And you can use a calculator if you would like. These are small numbers for the most part, so you don't need to. But as your score gets higher, you may consider using Desmos Scientific Calculator. So to undo 3 times d, we're going to divide by 3. D drops down. The greater than symbol drops down. 9 divided by 3 is 3. Again, you're going to type in exactly what you wrote. D is greater than 3. And then you keep doing the same thing over and over again, just like you would with equations. Less than 9. So we're going to subtract 7 from both sides. The q drops down, the less than sign drops down, the 7's cancel. 9 minus 7 is 2. Q is less than 2. N plus 4 is less than negative 5, so n plus 4 is less than negative 5. Same thing, you're going to get rid of the 4, so you're going to, it says plus 4, so you're going to minus 4. The n drops down, the 4's cancel, the less than sign drops down. Negative 5 minus 4 is negative 9. Again, you may consider using a calculator if you're not very good at negative. So n is less than negative 9. And then you're going to keep doing this over and over again. You'll find we're going to skip ahead a little bit so we can see some different types of problems. We jumped up to, it's the same type, just bigger numbers. So we're going to keep going. We're all the way into the 90s now. And just look, it's the same thing. So in the previous one, it said plus 3. You subtracted 3 on both sides. This time, you're going to subtract 909 on both sides. So, for example, this is j plus 909. equals 390. The only thing that you're going to do differently is you're going to subtract a bigger number. So we're going to subtract 909 from both sides. And notice I put an equal sign there. That's a mistake. And so I'll have to fix that in just a second. So it should be a greater than symbol. And so what happens is J drops down just like it did before. The 909's cancel. The greater than sign drops down. 390 minus 909 is going to be negative. And then you got to borrow and stuff. But when you get to big numbers like this, I really recommend just simply using a calculator. And so that's what I would do. So 390 minus 909 comes out to be negative 519. You go back to your paper. We said it was negative 519. And so then we type in J is greater than negative 519. And then you keep doing this over and over again. We'll skip to the next one. And suddenly you're like, oh, well, now it's got decimals. Well, it's still the same thing. A plus 2 is greater than negative 7.77. Again, you're going to subtract 2 on both sides. A is going to drop down. The 2's will cancel. The sign stays the same. And then just use a calculator. Type in negative 7.77 minus 2 equals negative 9.77. So we know that this is going to be negative 9.77. And then we just type that in. A is greater than negative 9.77. Again, it's going to be the same thing. You just do the same thing over and over again. Just because it's decimals doesn't change how you do it. I hope that you're doing well. If you have questions or need help, please let me know.